Declining water levels. Today I will be talking about what is it, so where does this problem begin, how Georgian Bay is affected, and the amount of water we have lost, what has caused it, so different reasons and rumors on what has caused this environmental issue. I will also be touching on issues such as how it has affected the tourist industry, the wetlands and spawning grounds of marine life, and how it has affected Georgian Bay personally. And finally, I will be discussing some resolutions to this problem. So this includes the Mayor of Penetang's opinion, as well as other researchers' thoughts and solutions to this problem. What is it? My father remembers as a child growing up at our cottage at Woodland Beach and jumping off and diving off of a very large rock into a deep body of water. It was known as King's Rock because it was located directly in front of our cottage. It was 3/4 of the way submerged in water, and it now sits 7 feet high on dry sandy beach, and it's 4 feet away from the water begins. This is just one of many examples of how water levels have changed over the past 50 years. Where it comes from. The Great Lakes have been suffering from a declining water levels for 14 years now. Lake Michigan is attached to Lake Huron, which supplies Georgian Bay with their water. Georgian Bay is cottage country, and the water hit a record low this past January at 175 meters. This is the lowest the water levels have been since the 1860s. What has caused it? The declining water levels in Georgian Bay have been caused by many different rumoring factors. One is rumored to be the change in the St. Clair River. The natural depth of the river is 21 feet, but has been man-dug to become 27 feet larger so that larger commercial vessels can get through. This means the St. Clair River has taken water from Lake Huron to fill this extra 6 feet of depth. This is one of the causes leading to our declining water levels in the past few decades. Another cause is our shared U.S. and Canadian water issue. From 1963 to 2007, the water levels of Lake Michigan and Lake Huron have dropped 23 centimeters. The primary cause of the declining water levels is the constant climate change. In the past, we have experienced shorter, milder winters and warmer summers. This means that there is more water is being evaporated from our lakes than that was going back through their precipitation. It has been proven that 9 to 17 centimeters has been taken out of our water levels from this cause alone. So on this chart, this demonstrates the water levels of Lake Michigan and Lake Huron from 1918 to 2013, so over a span of 100 years. As you can see, they began dropping drastically in 1998 and have not increased since. So as you can see on the end, that it's pretty straightforward. It hasn't increased at all, and we're still suffering from this. The issue. These lowering water levels also cause a problem towards boaters who have cottages up near Bone Island and Cognachine in Georgian Bay. They are worried that they may not be able to make it up this year because of the narrows they have to pass through are very shallow on a good day. But now that the water levels have dropped drastically, it's making it impossible for these families to go up. Soon cottagers will not be able to pass through these narrows unless they are in dinghies instead of their usual Durell boats. Declining water levels are affecting our tourist industry, which hinder our small town's economy. The little towns on Georgian Bay all bank on doubling their profit income during the summer because of all the cottagers that come up on the weekends. Small businesses, grocery stores, gas stations, and even small restaurants all need a boost during the summer because of our winters and suffer from slow business. When tourists come to the area to spend money to take their boats out from our local marinas, it helps our town out economically. If our waters continue to decline, we could lose this source of income and our towns would be in serious trouble. We need to fix the declining water levels before it affects our tourist population in the summer. Another issue that may develop from declining water levels are endangered wetlands, such as animals and spawning grounds for marine life. If there is a large decline in water levels, then our wetlands are in danger of declining water levels as well, which some have already experienced. This puts certain animals' lives in danger, as well as their spawning patterns for certain fish and frogs. Once one animal species is being suffered from, this will lead to a chain of constant suffering from different species because they all rely on each other, whether it's to survive within the food chain or for protection. Declining water levels not only affect Georgian Bay's water levels, but it also plays an important role in many surrounding issues that may have never crossed your mind. The resolution. Luckily this year, with the amount of snow and ice we have had over this long and cold winter, it may benefit us once the spring runoff begins. We may gain a couple inches, which is better than losing more water. The St. Clair River has gone up in the water levels as the Great Lakes have declined. A suggested resolution is to restore 13 to 25 centimeters of water to Lake Michigan and Lake Huron from the St. Clair River. Unfortunately, this is a costly and lengthy process. It could take 3 to 5 years to restore that water. Any solutions that will be suggested is not an automatic fix. Because we have lost so much water over a long period of time with nothing done about it, we will not be able to have a quick fix answer. We will need to take action upon a costly plan and begin immediately, considering it could take anywhere from 3 to 50 years to change these levels. Another suggestion that was made would be to insert underwater turbines into the St. Clair River. This could be costly, approximately $30 to $170 million. Although this suggestion has concerns, such as affecting the spawning grounds for many species, such as sturgeons in the river, it was calculated that it would take 30 years to restore the total amount of water that we have lost in Lake Michigan and in Lake Huron. This is why we need to address this issue now and begin resolving it. We do not have any more time to waste on debating whether or not to take action. We must take action now and save our local towns and bays, our tourist industry, and our animal spawning grounds. Mayor Jerry Marshall of Penetanguishene feels that this is a pressing matter and he wants this addressed as soon as possible. Unfortunately, the provincial and federal government aren't too concerned with this matter. Marshall feels that if something is not done, there will be a large repercussion which could hinder our tourist industry. This matter is not for all of our small towns around Georgian Bay to resolve. This is a matter that's taken federally. We need the cooperation of the United States as well as their funding to join us in resolving this issue. Unfortunately, Canada and the US do share the Great Lakes, which means it is both of our problems. We need to act now before this issue worsens. And my sources.